This is going to be a difficult video for me to make, but I think that it's an extremely important video for all aspiring Black entrepreneurs. The young lady that you're looking at right now on your screen is a young woman by the name of Destiny Harrison that was recently killed in her business down in Baltimore. Now, 2 weeks prior to her being killed, she came into her store being burglarized by two people. She confronted those individuals, they attacked her, and they robbed her for $3,000 worth of hair. So like any normal, rational person, she went to the police station and filed a police report and stated that she feared for her life. And unfortunately for her, 2 weeks later, she was shot in the head in that very same beauty salon, which is her business. But not only was she shot in the head 2 weeks later, but she was shot in the head in front of her daughter. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a quick clip with you of her mother grieving, and then I'm going to share my perspective on what happened, why did this happen, and what you should be thinking as an aspiring Black conscious entrepreneur.
There's so much stuff I can say about her. She had a drive that was unmatched. Yeah. Unmatched. I never seen nobody that can keep going and going and going and be as creative as my daughter was. We gotta hold people accountable. We can't keep doing that no snitching. Because if you don't snitch, then they gonna get away with it and they gonna keep on going and going and going. And then when it hit your family, when it be your daughters, when it be your sons, your cousins, y'all gonna want somebody to say something. So if y'all know something, say something. Even if y'all tell a friend, go tell another friend and tell somebody else, just let it get out there. I mean, I'm angry. I'm very angry. I'm probably more angry than sad right now. Because I never thought anybody would hurt her. And I never thought I couldn't protect her against somebody hurting her. So I'm real angry. I'm real angry. But we got her baby. She left us with something. Yeah. She left us with a lot. I don't know. Just remember Destiny. Just remember her. I seen a post that somebody made and it said, say her name. So, Destiny. Just say Destiny.
So you just heard the mother speak, and rightfully so, she's grieving. But what I find ironic and I find funny is that whenever we start talking about group economics and doing for self and starting a business and understanding how we should be kind of independent, there's always this crowd and group of people who they want to talk about the data. They want to talk about the racial wealth gap. They want to talk about poverty. They want to talk about white supremacy and how Black people don't have any wealth and don't have any money. But then those same people who always love to talk about the data, when you come back and talk to them about data about crime and Black on Black crime specifically and murder that happens disproportionately in the Black community, they don't want to talk about that data. See, if you bring that up, you're cooning, you're an Uncle Tom, you're a self-hating Black man, and you're an agent of white supremacy. But I thought the data mattered. See, the data only matters when it can tell you why you can't do something. See, and I know what some of you are going to say, well, crime happens based upon proximity, but we're not talking about the gross number. We're talking about the rate. See, if you make up 12% of the population, and let's say they make up 30% of the population, and you have 100 homicides or 100 murders, the rate and the frequency at which it's happening in your community is much higher because you are a small number. See, when I first saw this young lady, the first thing that popped into my head was Nipsey Hussle. And I remember when Nipsey Hussle first got killed, I knew it. I said, I guarantee you that it was just hate and jealousy. And there was all of these conspiracy theories out here. The Illuminati, the Bilderberg, LAPD. He was a blood sacrifice for Rock Nation and Jay-Z. And then it came out. It was just another jealous Negro, Eric Holder. And I guarantee you, when the information finally comes out about what happened to Destiny Harrison, I guarantee you it's going to be someone connected to those two people who burglarized her store 2 weeks prior. See, we have to be honest and real about what's happening in our community. We just have to be real. See, think about how racist that is and how inferior that makes us look. That the only way as a black man or a black woman that you can have success as an entrepreneur is you have to be hooked to a boomer, or you have to be a grifter, or you have to be scamming your community, or you have to be boule, or you have to be down with some secret society and you have to give up your butt as a black man to be successful, to get into the entertainment industry or the hair industry, or to start some type of a real estate fund or a hedge fund. There just has to be some type of, mystic energy around you. You can't just be a go-getter, a hustler. You can't be self-motivated and self-driven. See, the minute you start hearing people talk like that, get the hell away from them, because they have an inferior way of thinking and they're cancerous. And what they're telling you essentially is that if you start to get success, that they're going to look at you differently because somehow you had to sell out and give up something. It can't just be your hard work. I'll never forget this. I was 15 years old and the story always stuck with me. Back then, the coat of choice was a mermont. It was Pele Pele, a mermont, and like a North Face jacket, right? And people would get the Nike boots to match their coats. So I was at a house party and this young guy was there. I didn't know him, but he was at the house party. I think I was 16 and he was 15. And he got robbed for his mermont coat. But because he tried to fight back, instead of just taking his coat and his boots and keeping it moving, they stabbed him up and they killed him. And then 2 weeks later, they ended up catching the individuals who did that to him. And one of them happened to have on the coat. And the only reason why they got caught is because when they stabbed the young boy, he bled on the coat a little bit on the inside. So they was able to look at the DNA in the coat. Now, the funny thing about it was, and it's not funny, but the ironic thing I should say, is that not only did they have the nerve to wear the coat, but these were grown men, 25, 27, and 31-year-old men who stabbed that young man up for a coat. They killed this young woman because they stole from her. Think about the audacity of these people to steal from her. And then she had the nerve to go and try to, go to the police and get justice. And they came back and killed her. This is the mentality in our communities. Eric Holder got mad because Nipsey Hussle called him what he was. He was a snitch. And Nip called him a snitch and said, get out of here. He came back and killed him. No MK Ultra. No government cover-up or conspiracy. No trying to tell a black man to stay in check. No. And see, I'm not telling you not to love your people. I'm not telling you not to want to do for people in your community and give back. But that's what they made charitable organizations for. Give back from a distance. You have to protect yourself. I have people in my life, well, they're not in my life anymore, but I've taken care of them while they was in prison. Family, not no random person off the street, family, blood. And the minute you tell them no, the minute you don't pick up the phone when they want you to, oh, who he think he is? He think he's all that. He think he's better than people. I remember when he was this. I remember when he was that. You have to get away from that mentality. Because see, Chris Rock said it the best. There's black people and then there's niggas. And the sad part about it is so many of our community brought into the idea of being a nigga that they're not just a nigga, but they're a real nigga. And they'll do some real nigga shit to you for nothing. Nothing. And they did this to this woman. Not only did they have the audacity to steal from her, but then to come back to kill her in her business, Destiny Harris I'm speaking on right now. But they did it in front of her daughter. So now the mother, the grandmother, has to raise that young girl. And that young baby now has to have that ingrained in her mind that her mother was killed in front of her. And the people in the salon, they're not going to snitch. It's no snitching, man. We keep it real. We're going to get street justice. We're going to hold it down. So now a black person killed Destiny Harrison. Somebody has to now go ride for Destiny Harrison and kill the person that killed her. And then eventually they're going to get caught. So now you got 3 families who all lose. But we got to worry about white supremacy. We got to worry about the racial wealth gap. We can't get together and do group economics. They hook the boomers. This is the madness and the sickness in our community. And you have to be very, very leery of the energy and the vibes that you have around you. You know, I've been an entrepreneur now. Now it's about 12 years because we're into a new year. And my first 5 years, I struggled hard. But I embraced the grind. I embraced it on my own sweat equity, just putting the work in, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. And I got success. Just to see everyone around me change. To see everyone around you feel like you're supposed to give them what they want from you, even though you've worked for it. And the minute you tell them no, it's fuck you. That's in our community. Now you could call me a coon. You could call me a self-hating black man and Uncle Tom, because many of you have the mindset and the heart of an Eric Holder. Many of you are haters. You're jealous. I don't hate myself. You hate me because I love myself. And you hate yourself. And that's what's in our community. And that's just the reality. You don't have to like it, but it's the truth. Because the data, you always want to quote the data tells you so. The data tells you that you're 12%, but you murder at more than 4 or 5 times the rate of any other ethnicity. The data tells you that. You are more likely to be killed by another black man than ever being killed by some race soldier or by some white supremacist. Protect your energy, man. Black woman and black man, always be leery of anyone telling you you can't do something. Be leery of anyone who always has an excuse and a comeback as to why you can't build something for yourself, why you can't do something for yourself. They always, the man, it's the government, it's this. No, it's you. And it hurts me to even have to make a video like this. 21, so much life, so much in front of you, a future. Nobody was saying that she was going to be the next, billionaire, nothing like that. But she was trying to do something for herself and trying to build something for herself, like all of us should be trying to do. And to just have your life cut so short at 21. So what? Did the Illuminati do it to her too? Or they only did it to Nipsey Hussle because he's famous? We have to get out of that thinking. So I just want to wrap this video up like this because I can go on a whole tangent. Protect yourself at all times. Protect your energy. As you get more success, be very careful with who you share your ambitions with, who you share your success with, because a lot of people will hate you because you're light. You come from the same place as them, but you made it and they didn't. Your success shines a light on all their failures and shortcomings. Protect yourself.